one. We're going to do a full run through. All cameras should be sunk on this.
Good morning, Facebook family and friends. Today it's Friday. It's Friday, April 20th. The year is 2018. I'm still in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm still 48 years of age. I'm still black living in America. I'm still gay. I'm still drinking inexpensive Folgers coffee. And guess what, y'all? We're still dealing with some elements of racism in our society. But I don't want our focus to get lost with, yeah, we got some racist, crazy people running around here who don't like us because of the color of our beautiful skin. That's it. We haven't done nothing to these people who dislike us, and they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're all around us. Even people who look like us don't like us because they've been trained to believe we can't trust each other, that we shouldn't like each other, that we can't love each other. That the problems that persist that black Americans face about the color of our skin, it isn't just from outsiders, white Americans or Asians or other minorities. It's also from within our own community, even within our own relationships and within our own families. I never forget years ago, a friend of mine was from New Orleans. He's a very dark-skinned guy. I don't know how this came to be. I can imagine how, but he's very dark-skinned, and his brothers and sisters were very light-skinned. And when they would have company over, his parents would, his mother or uncle, grandmother, whoever, would tell him to go towards the rear of the house because they didn't want them to know that this was what his parents did. Grandparents or the adults in the household would tell that little boy to go to the rear and play, while the light-skinned kids played in the front with the guests. He wasn't allowed to play with these guests. Now, can you imagine? Let's stop and think for a minute, because I know this person very well. Can you imagine the impact that had on this man's mind about himself, who he is, his skin color? The people that love you, your parents, your grandparents, or whatever adults are telling you to go back in the back and play. And God forbid, I'd hate to know what they were saying to him when you tell him, get your black ass back there. And all of the light-skinned brothers and sisters, his siblings, will remain in the front house. It's happened in New Orleans, and he's younger than me. Imagine the impact it's had on this person. That motherfucker crazy as hell. I give him passes because of his behavior. Me and him have fallen out after fallout, and I sit back, I think about it, I hand him a pass. We've had some terrible falling outs, and I forgive him every time because I know his background. This is someone who I admire. I've known this man for many years. He's a bodybuilder. You would never know from the outside. If you saw him, he's one of the most attractive men, amazing body. That's how we became friends. But you don't know the damage here caused by his own family members telling him to go to the rear of that house and calling him all kinds of names. I have another friend of mine who's gay and black and very handsome and attractive, younger than me too, by damn near 20 years. He grew up in a household where his parents repeatedly would call him, we don't want no fags in this household, ain't gonna be no sissies around here, no fags, no punks, no sissies, no none of that. That's what his parents would say. Look at that fag over there, I can't stand fags, I hate fags. That's what his parents would say to this. Now this little kid riding in the car, his grandmother making the same comments, damn faggots get on my nerves. So did they know this young man was gay? Maybe they suspected him. So he went for years hiding his sexuality because God forbid they find out that he's gay. Now, once again, imagine the damage done here to this guy's brain. This man's brain about who he is. The people who love you, your mother, your father, your grandparents, are making all these negative comments about you, in essence. You know this. Then we found out this boy was at 25 years of age when his father found out he was gay. The ignorant nigga brought his ass up to his job and confronted his son. I wish y'all I swear to you all. Had that been my daddy, me and my daddy would went to jail that day. I'd have whooped his fucking ass at that Lowe's department store. Lowe's home, do y'all Lowe's home improvement store? He up there at work, and his father then found out some shit. He then came up there and confronted this man at his job in front of all his co-workers. Your father said they're calling you a fag, sissy, punk. I'd have knocked that nigga out. I would have knocked the fuck out that damn nigga. We would have tore Lowe's up. I swear to you. You know, I'd have picked his ass, and they came after me, and after you got out of jail, I said, now, Daddy, is that what you want? Because I'm just as much a man as you are. That's another video. I don't want to lose track here. Time I think about that shit pisses me the fuck off. I wish my daddy would step to me like that. Boy, I'd have tore his ass up. He'd have never forgot that ass whooping his son gave him. But I never had that problem with my father or my mother or any of my family members. But this individual, his father came to his job, embarrassed him, humiliated him, kicked him out the house at 25 because he was gay. Another situation where I have to constantly give this boy passes because of the shit that's going on in his brain, because of what took place as a child and living in a household. And guess what? His parents, his grandmother and father were Jamaicans. I forget where his mother's from. His father and grandmother, they were Jamaicans. So you know how they feel about homosexuality. Bunch of crazy ass people. Not saying all of them like that, but in this case, that's what was taking place. You got a whole entire race of black Americans here in the United States with some serious mental issues caused by racism. We have to accept that. I look around our communities. I look at people always screaming, why don't blacks like education? Well, back in the late 1800s, and y'all forget for centuries, if you were caught reading a book, you were lynched. Why don't blacks like education? White people will be the main ones. Blacks don't like education and higher education. Well, Mr. White Man, you were the one lynching and killing niggas because they were running around learning how to read and write. Happened in my family. So, you're responsible for today's problem where blacks don't embrace education. I love education myself personally, but not all blacks embrace education because there are segments of our society who are still so caught up in the negativity of black folks educating themselves. But Mr. White Man won't accept his role he played in this. They won't accept that role. They won't accept the damage that they have done to blacks when it comes to education. I always will say Martin Luther King made integration didn't work too well for blacks. It's not working well for us at all today. So, before integration, black folks had communities that thrived. Yeah. They were in their own little corner. They couldn't go over here to this restaurant. They couldn't go to that Starbucks over here. Right? They couldn't go to that Kroger or Publix over here. They couldn't go to that Houston's restaurant over here. Oh, I'm sorry. Those places didn't even exist there. Do you get what I'm saying now? They weren't allowed to go to those places where white people went. So we had to create our own Black Bucks coffee shop. Our own IHOP pancake place. Because it's the only place you could eat. And our community did better. Integration didn't work out too well for black folks at all. We educated our own children. And they got an education. Up to about 1967 when Martin Luther King was shot dead. And then from the 70s moving forward, we've seen everything go right off a motherfucking cliff. Why? Well, integration. The school systems were integrated. These white folks didn't want to educate you niggas. Don't y'all get it? They didn't want to, still don't want to. Educate yourself. Okay, well now, we got a problem. Forced busing and integration didn't really work out the way it was. Some schools, there are several films, several documentaries that have been made in the past few years, 2016, 2017, 2018, that you can find on Netflix about the integration of the school system and how white folks shut down entire school systems for years, several years in some places, to keep niggas out. So in the late 60s, early 70s, when integration was happening, instead of them integrating the school, they said, just close them. I think this took place in Arkansas. I forget the places where it took place. They shut down the entire school system. White kids then went to private schools. Parents paid for the kids to go to private school. Black children had no place to go. while all this was going on. Because the federal court system was integrated with school systems. So the white folks said, fuck it, close them. But they don't want to accept the damage even that caused them. The damage caused by racism in the public school system and in the United States of America is one of the reasons why you see black folks still stuck where they are. The schools are not working for them. Funny though, but it works for these white folks. You go to the north side of that, them schools are thriving over there. They always say, it's the parents. Wow, really? The parents built this massive brand new school with all these computers and all this stuff? No, they have a better tax base over there. So they get better equipment and student and computers and schools and public schools are not working for black folks. They never have. We were better off, I hate to say this, we were better off if it was segregated. Because blacks were forced to deal with each other and educate each other and buy from each other and live amongst each other and live peacefully amongst each other the best we could. Wealthy, poor, black, you didn't have the brightest. See, what you see now is a brain drain on the black community. If you got the assets, the wealth, the money, the intelligence, you can haul ass. But if you don't have the assets, the wealth, the money, and the intelligence, you stuck in Niggerville. So you can leave Niggerville. You ain't got to stay over there. But when you do leave Niggerville, there's a price for the niggas left behind. Communities left in disarray. Because the brightest people, when they take their money and wealth, kind of like with white folks took their wealth. There's another good, y'all. I love history. I love reading. I love education. But you don't have to read this stuff. There was a book a few years ago that talked about Gary, Indiana, and how they created the city of Maryville, right? How Indiana state legislature changed the laws of the state to create that city of Maryville for the white folks to flee from Gary, Indiana. Now, when they fled from Gary, Indiana, which is where I'm from, so I love reading the history of Gary, Indiana, and South Bend and Michigan City and all that shit. You gotta read it, because a lot of people think racism is only in the South. That's a motherfucking lie. Chicago was a very racist city. South Bend, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. Y'all, there was another thing, but before, so they built Maryville, changed the state laws and legislation to create the city of Maryville, which drained all the resources from Gary into Maryville. Now, the reason why they had these laws in place is for that specific reason. They didn't want another city to be built too close to one another, because one city would be hurt. Well, Gary was hurt by this. In Chicago was red for years back in the 60s and 70s. They were redlining the homes, and blacks could only buy certain homes certain types of ways. Don't forget, y'all, for years, black folks couldn't get a home loan from lenders that we take advantage of today. That's why the wealth that you see is so small in the black community, because we've been so left behind for decades. Certain neighborhoods were redlined. They wouldn't do loans in these areas. You have to go through like a buy here, pay here place, where they would fuck you over. There's some damn good articles about what took place in Chicago, where blacks bought homes and were paying for these houses for years, and they were cheated out of them by these lenders who aggressively went into these lenders, loaning to blacks, knowing they were going to steal these houses back from these people. Read, get some history and get some knowledge, black and white, so you can know what the fuck is going on in the United States. Quit just being naive about this shit. Read. And if you don't want to read, look at all these wonderful documentaries they've done about all this stuff. If you get an education, you got a better understanding of what Niggerville is and how it came to be. This just didn't happen overnight. This just didn't happen overnight. This took centuries, decades. And it ain't going to be changed overnight either. It's going to take centuries and decades to correct this shit. This coffee is good today. I made it extra strong. So I'm sitting here today. I'm going to be part of this film project. I'll talk about it later. It's about HIV and AIDS here in Atlanta, Georgia. And as a black gay man, I've lost so many of my friends to AIDS that at one point I was, I'll be very honest with you. At one point I thought, it's inevitable. I'm going to get AIDS. I'm going to die. That's when I went home, closed the door. I went several years without having sexual contact, intimate sexual contact with a lot of guys. I would meet them I'll be very honest with you. Sometimes I say, I kind of go in on me and Earl's relationship, out of relationship. It's the longest relationship I've ever had in my entire life that lasted longer than 12 months. But I think that relationship is one of the reasons why I'm HIV negative. I'm pretty sure. That's another video. In Niggerville land. I'll talk about that shit later. But anyway, today is, I'm getting ready to, I'm cleaning up here for this film shoot that's coming in here. That's not really dirty in here. I'm going to do some dusting around here. I need a maid. Shit. I have to clean this damn dust. I just jumped up this morning and tore these beds apart, washing all these sheets, blankets, comforters, towels, pillows, trying to wash all this stuff and fold all this stuff and clean them down. I said, I'm tired as hell. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. But it's 9 o'clock now. So I'm just really getting a vacuum. And I've been up cleaning since about 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning. I think around 6:30 I jumped up and said, we start cleaning before they get over here and see this dusty house. Now, our problem is we got dust everywhere in dog hair. Ooh. It's not as bad as it used to be because these dogs only last day, they sleep all day. When they were young, running all over the place with dog hair, we had to vacuum that shit. So I got up this morning, vacuumed and clean. Everything's all nice and fresh and pretty. I didn't get a chance to. I wanted to put some pretty flowers and stuff out on the front porch, but it's been so damn cold out there. So I ain't spending that money. If I don't want to buy this shit, it's going to die. So I was going to try to decorate the front porch out. Fuck it, man. Yeah, it's too cold. This shit going to die. It's cold. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I have the heat on right now. It's cold in the damn house. Freezing. Outside, I don't know what the temperature is. But it sure didn't drop out here. I mean, this weather, it's still weather. All I can say is we better enjoy this cool weather while we can because it's going to eventually, it's 47 degrees outside. The sun is out, it's nice and bright, but it's cold. I was out there doing some cleaning up out there, and I said, well, it's freezing out here. Gotta do this mess, but I've been working over here for 2 days. So, anyway, I think sometimes, both white and black, we beat ourselves up for stuff we don't have no control. I love reading how people think you can change your situation. In some instances, you can change your situation. In some instances, you can't. If you don't have the intelligence, the finances, the wealth, the understanding to even know you're in a bad situation. Some people living in Niggerville don't even know where they are. They don't know they have to live in neighborhoods filled with crime and mayhem and confusion because they're looking around their family members, their cousins, their brothers and sisters. They see all this dysfunction. They think this is everyday life. They don't know there's something better someplace else. Maybe even just right next door. You don't have to live amongst that mess. And you don't have to follow your family members off a cliff. You don't have to do the same thing your mother and father did. But my mother and father had children at 16, 17 years of age. You don't have to have children at 16 and 17 years of age. You don't have to run down and go get arrested and go to jail like your father did. There are a lot of things you don't have to do. The decisions are up to you. You can move someplace else. That's why I keep telling people, black folks, quit coming to Atlanta. Go to other cities where there are opportunities that you can do something with your life because there's too many black folks here in Atlanta doing nothing. So we just too many of them. The job market is oversaturated here. Don't come in this direction, no place. Go where they want you. That's not saying nothing bad, but go where you can go. That's anybody with a brain should know to go where you can find a job that pays good money. Not come here and sit and pray for one that waste of time. Ain't no sense coming in here to Niggerville. We got enough niggas. Go someplace else. I have this conversation with so many people. And some people come here anyway. But the people, when people come here and they say, oh my God, you were right. I've been here for 2 years. I'm getting the hell out of here. And then I have people who call me and say, Walter, I didn't come there. I wanted to so bad, but I went to Washington, D.C. I went to San Francisco. I'm up in Washington State. I'm here and there, and I'm doing so great because my friends who went there to Atlanta, they ain't doing so hot. There's too many black folks here. Too much stuff. And then you got, and I'm going to hurry to complete. There's a lot of false things going on. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors in Atlanta. I was driving through. If you drive through Atlanta, there's a lot of construction going on. Apartments going up, houses going up, all this shit going up. Ooh. It's a scam, y'all, and it's going to come to an end. It's not going to end well. I've been here for 30 years. I've seen this shit before. All these empty, vacant apartments they're building. Who's renting this shit? Nobody. It's a scam. The banks are involved. The lenders are involved. The builders are involved. Everybody's just making money, money, money. And then the investors who get stuck with these empty-ass apartment complexes are going to be the ones who get burnt. I know how this shit plays out. So when people on the outside look at it, they say, wow, that has all this growth and apartments and all this stuff. It's got to be 1 million jobs there. That's a lie. Don't base your opinion about Atlanta about this fake ass construction you see running up and down these streets. I did construction for 20 years. They're always going to overbuild these cities. People are getting paid off these apartment complexes. The builders, the lenders, the construction workers, there's a lot of money in this shit. But at the end of the day, you're going to have a ton of empty apartments here. Watch. I guarantee you this. The housing bubble will burst. And all these apartments are being built. Apartments are going to have to be converted to condominiums. They're going to be sold for dirt cheap. Watch. Been down this path before. Been here for 30 years. It's not the first time we built Atlanta with apartments. So a lot of these brand new apartments that you see out here are going to be unrentable. So they're going to have to sell them as condos. They're going to be cheap. Once they find a lender who's going to give them pay attention. They're changing the lending market to allow more subprime. They won't change the name from subprime. So anyway, so lenders are gearing up. They see these apartments being built all over the United States. So people in the background are looking at this shit like, this shit gonna crash. We're gonna buy this shit and we're gonna sell it to these fools as condos. So we need to have some lending in place so they can get 100% financing on a condominium, which is something the FHA don't do. Pay attention. Don't be fooled by the smoke and mirrors. Well, there's so much construction in Atlanta. Yeah, it is. But if you ain't in one of them construction sites making money, pay that shit no mind. Because I'm starting to see ads now. 3 month rent, 2 months free rent, 3 months free rent. I'm thinking, okay, so it's just starting now. Because it's oversaturated. Too much housing. Too many apartments. Too many buildings. Too many homes. Too many $500,000 houses in the ghetto going up. Pay attention. Anyway, let me get my ass in here and finish cleaning. I got work to do. Shit, I gotta clean this damn house. I just gotta tackle this kitchen. I got this stainless steel refrigerator. I gotta go scrub it clean to be nice and shiny. I sprayed it down. That stuff softened some of that fingerprints and stuff on there. Earl won't clean it, so I get to clean that motherfucker. Anyway, if you like my videos, please click like, share with your family members and friends. Today again is Friday, April 20th. I'm getting finished. I got my beard all shaved, cut up last night, shaved today. I'm all nice and clean. I got my clothes ready for the film crew here. I let y'all know how to start. I hope this ain't another scam, but we'll see. If you like my videos, click like, share them with family members and friends. And I'm out of here. And I'll probably come back later on this afternoon because I don't think I'm going to make it to the gym today because I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, and I have to tell y'all about Comcast lying ass. Shaking my head. I'm going to choke their asses. Anyway, I'm out of here. Enjoy your Friday.
This is a take one. We're going to do a full run through. All cameras should be sunk on this